Have you ever wondered why some podcasters seem to build these incredible media empires while other creators who are just as talented just burn out? Well, the difference isn't talent, it's strategy. Today, we're breaking down the playbook for making that jump from creator to full-on business owner.
Look, to succeed, you have to understand the game you're actually in. And the world of podcasting today, it's less of a friendly, creative sandbox and a lot more like a high-stakes competition. It's not just about what you say into the mic anymore. It's about the business moves you make after you hit stop on the recording. And that leads us to the big question, right? The one that probably keeps a lot of creators up at night. Why do people with fantastic ideas and super dedicated listeners still end up hitting a wall, often with very little to show for years of hard work? This is where this metaphor really hits home. Thinking of the podcasting world as a squid game. It's this high-stakes environment where everybody is playing, but very, very few actually know the rules that lead to winning. It's about so much more than just surviving. It's about having a real strategy to thrive.
And this visual just lays out the fundamental choice every creator has to make. On the left, you've got the temptation of the quick deal, the big upfront cash. But what happens? You end up losing ownership and becoming dependent on a platform. But then, on the right, you have the path of building an actual business. Sure, it might be slower, but you own the asset, you own your audience, and you control your own destiny. That is the critical difference.
So how in the world do you learn the rules to win that game? Well, this is where the solution comes in. A course that's specifically designed to transform creators into savvy media entrepreneurs. So you might be asking, who is this really for? Well, if you look at this list, you can see it's for anyone who's getting serious about the business of podcasting. It's for the creator who feels stuck, the entrepreneur who sees a podcast as a growth tool, or even the artist who wants to build a media asset. The common thread here is the desire to build something that actually lasts. Okay, so how does this transformation really work? It's not magic. It's a very structured 6-week process that methodically walks you from just having an idea to having a concrete, executable business plan.
And here it is, the roadmap. Just notice the logic. Week 1 starts with the fundamentals. You got to understand the market. Then week 2, it gets super specific. How do you calculate the real value of your audience? And we're not talking vanity metrics. We're talking hard numbers. From there, you learn to diversify your income, you learn to negotiate deals, you learn how to scale. It all builds towards that final week where you put everything together into your own unique business plan. It's a complete build-out from the ground up.
Now, when you see a number like this, I get it. It can seem a little intimidating. But the core idea here isn't about chasing some viral hit. It's about smart, simple math that's based on a loyal audience. And here's how that math actually works. It's a concept called the 1% rule. And the idea is so powerful. Instead of trying to please millions of casual listeners, you just focus on converting 1% of your core audience into paying supporters. This fundamentally shifts your entire business model away from relying on ads to relying on your direct relationship with your biggest fans.
And that really brings us to the core philosophy of this whole thing, the ownership advantage. This is not about chasing downloads for advertisers. It is about building a tangible business asset that you and only you control.
So what makes this so different? It's really 3 things. First, it's hands-on. You're working with real financial models, not just abstract ideas. Second, it's all based on proven strategies from creators who have actually done this stuff. And third, every single module is relentlessly focused on that end goal, building a business you own and control. It's practical, it's proven, and it's purpose-built for independence. So what's the ultimate payoff? At the end of these 6 weeks, what do you actually have in your hands? Let's break down the tangible assets you're going to earn. First off, you get a professional certificate. But honestly, it's more than just a piece of paper. It's a credential that signals to potential partners, to investors, to platforms that you speak the language of business, not just the language of content. But this right here is even more valuable. You leave with a complete, ready-to-go business plan with your own financial projections. This is not a class project. It is the actual blueprint for your company's future, ready to be put into action the day you're done. And ultimately, all of this leads to the most important asset of all, the knowledge, the confidence, and the power to truly own your future. It's the ability to evaluate any deal, to make strategic decisions, and to control your own creative and financial destiny.
So it all comes back to this. The game is being played whether you know the rules or not. The only question left is, are you ready to stop just playing and start owning the game itself?